Next on the Broadway Show, it's a hard knock life and a big-time musical event. We're catching up with one of the stars of NBC's Annie Live, Nicole Scherzinger. Plus, 25 years of all that jazz, we're still celebrating the silver anniversary of America's longest-running musical with one of its best-loved stars. And the Company Man. Broadway vet Matt Doyle joins us to talk about the revival of Company. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is the Broadway Show. So glad you could be here for another totally jam-packed episode of the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal. If you can't make it to Broadway this holiday season, there's still some great musical theater on TV. Annie Live premieres in December on NBC. Paul Wontorek caught up with one of the stars, Nicole Scherzinger.
So temperatures are dropping here in NYC.
Yes.
Christmas is just around the corner. NYC. And you're in Annie. Annie's back for the holidays. You're having a real holiday moment.
Oh my gosh, this is my favorite time of the year, and what better musical to bring everybody together for the holidays than with Annie Live. We're coming to your home, you guys.
All right, well, let's go sit down and chat about it.
Let's do it.
Nicole, welcome to the DEH Blue Room at the New Civilian Hotel.
I'm obsessed.
We are surrounded by theater memorabilia, and in fact, this is a brand new spot, and we are two of the first theater nerds to get to hang out in here.
It's not even open yet, and I'm gonna sleep here. That sounds creepy. No, I walked in, I was just so impressed with this place. It's beautiful, it's inspiring to be in this room. I mean, where's my Manhattan?
You didn't even flinch when I called you a theater nerd, because you are a self-professed theater nerd. And a lot of people, are people surprised when they learn that about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the last dancing that I did was for my music video React with the Pussycat Dolls. That's a little bit different style of dance than what we're doing here in Annie. So I think my die-hard, my fans who really get me, they know my musical theater background. They know my love and my passion for the stage. But a lot of people don't know me, you know, for that. They know me more for the pop side.
So let's talk about the orphan in the room. She's not actually here, but you are in Annie Live.
Yeah.
It's a really special show for me. Was it a special show for you too?
I didn't know it, honestly, like everybody else, right? Mine was Miss Saigon.
Okay.
Right, so.
A little darker.
Go, and I'm Filipina too. But obviously it's such a classic musical, and I love the song. I mean, we were singing Tomorrow the other day, and if you really break down the lyrics to that song and Maybe, it's just like, gets you right here.
Well, so Grace Farrell, some of the women who have famously played it, Anne Rankin, Audra McDonald, fantastic women. Are you excited to join the legacy of the role?
I'm excited because I truly admire those women. I'm super inspired by both of their interpretations of the role, and then I'm a very saucy girl and I love a lot of spices, so I put a lot of my own flavor into it, and yeah, it's live. It's like you get one shot and there's cameras right there.
Is that scary for you? You've done many things live in the past.
This is a whole nother animal, a whole nother beast. It's not just doing a show in a theater in front of a proscenium. We're working it around, we're kind of getting our bearings on this stage, and then with cameras, you get one shot to do it live, and the whole country is there on opening night, this close.
You have a fantastic cast. I mean, when I heard the names for this production rolling in, I got so excited. A newcomer, Selena Smith, plays Annie. You get to fall in love with Harry Connick Jr., spoiler.
Right?
What has it been like bonding over the experience of the terror of doing Annie Live on TV?
It's been awesome. I'm really impressed with the cast that they've hand-selected, and I just learned so much, you know, from watching everyone, Harry, Taraji, Titus, and Selena. I'm like, y'all Broadway kids is super kids. We have an army of orphans that they are awesome. They inspire me. The ensemble, our singers, the dancers, like every day I want to be better because of them. I know that I'm working with the best of the best.
Well, I'm so excited to see you live on NBC. Grace Farrell, we've got Annie, we've got Grace, we've got Annie, we've got everyone. We've got Daddy Warbucks, we've got all of them. What do you think is going to go through, what are you going to be thinking right before we go to air, where's your head going to be at?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't even think about it. Like, I'm gonna have to say an extra long prayer. An extra long prayer, and I think the main thing is to just remember why we're doing it.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Chicago is Broadway's longest-running American musical, and the Razzle Dazzle just celebrated 25 years on Broadway. In 1996, it was the hottest ticket in town. In 2021, it's just the same.
Come on, babe, we're gonna brush the sky. I bet you're lucky Lindy never flew so high. 'Cause in the stratosphere, could he lend an ear to all that jazz?
Bianca Marroquín has played the role of Roxy in countless performances over the course of several runs. But right now, she's playing the other Mary Murderess, Velma Kelly. Let's send it out to Charlie Cooper.
Thanks, Tamsen. Bianca Marroquín is on a short list of women who have played both Roxy Hart and Velma Kelly in the musical Chicago on Broadway. We met up right here at the Renaissance Hotel to talk about the Razzle Dazzle musical's 25th anniversary and so much more. To start with, congrats are in order for you, of course. Celebrating 20 years.
Correct.
Being a part of Chicago.
Yes.
What has that been like for you?
Well, now in hindsight, I'm like, oh my God, all that happened? You know, and it's when I sit down and do interviews and like talk to you, for instance, that I remember and I go back and it hits me. It's been 20 years. It's been a wonderful journey, full of everything. I've literally grown up with Roxy Hart, because that's the role that I was doing for 20 years, and now, you know, switching over to Velma. But I've literally grown up with her, matured with her, learned so much. In my personal life, everything that's been happening, all the changes, the only constant thing was Roxy for a long time. So I've been very blessed. The universe said, here, this role, and go explore and go grow with her and see what happens. And magic has happened, and I'm so grateful.
We spoke to Anna about a month or two ago, and she talked about how you will give her like little tips and tricks and like how helpful you are and kind of serve like as a mentor.
Of course. I mean,
so
I tell Anna, use me.
Yeah.
Roxy's been in me for 20 years. Use me, ask me.
Absolutely.
Of course.
So are there people in the industry or in the show that you look up to or kind of get like tips from still?
Well, I mean, Anne Ranking, God love her, and she's always with us. All the information that Annie gave me, all the anecdotes, all the stories, all the guidance, all the maternal energy, we miss her so very much. Annie, BB, the same BB Newirth, all my Velmas. Yes, I ask, and yes, and Chica Rivera.
How do you think Roxy prepared you for Velma, and do you have a favorite of the two roles? I know it's kind of feels like picking between your babies, probably.
But no, I've been asked that, like, do you miss Roxy? And I go, actually, no, Velma has me super busy, and she kicks my butt. And I do say that, oh my God, it almost feels like Roxy was preparing me for Velma. Velma is completely different. Velma is more athletic and more, I'm like, oh my God, it couldn't have happened the other way. Like where I'm younger playing Velma and then, you know, no. And just the way she opens the show, she opens with all the confidence in the world, and on top, with all that responsibility, on top of you know, the queen of the joint. Where Roxy, she starts from bottom to up. You see her grow and become this monster right before your eyes, and she reaches her dreams and everything. And then how little by little she loses all. So they start a little bit, you know, Roxy starts like this and Velma starts like this, and then they meet on top, because then they join forces in the end. But they have very different journeys, very different characteristics, and very different mission on stage, very different responsibilities on stage, both vocally and dance-wise and actor-wise, you know. But they're both beasts, and they're both delicious, and like for an actress, they're a dream to play. And I am so lucky that now I joined that very short list of iconic women: Chita Rivera, BB Newirth, Ruthie Henschel, and now I'm being the first Mexicana, Mexican, and I am just again honored, and again I'm very privileged to have this opportunity now to learn Velma and to grow with her and try to perfect her as much as I can every single day.
Phone rings, door chimes, in comes Company. The new production of Company is back on Broadway, starring Patti LuPone, Katrina Lenk, and so many other great stars. On reopening night and every night, it's all about the search for love and cocktails in New York City.
This audience was amazing, I must say, and one of my favorite things in the world was to sit on stage while Patti got like a 10-minute ovation. Like, thrilling! One of my favorite things ever. Come and see it, it's funny!
Let's send it back out to Paul Wontorek.
Matt Doyle was already in performances in Company when the pandemic shut down Broadway. Now the veteran of hits like The Book of Mormon and Warhorse is anxious to get back on stage to play a groom having second thoughts about getting married today. You are playing Jamie.
I am.
Who's formerly known as Amy.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a gender swap
Yes.
here. What other things does this production have in store for audiences?
Oh, well, first and foremost, our lead character, Bobby, is no longer a bachelor, but a bachelorette, played by the glorious Katrina Lenk, who is stunning in this show. It really is amazing how just swapping the gender of the character completely modernizes everything and brings it into a contemporary setting. And all of a sudden it just works, and no text had to be changed. And it's just flipping the script in the simplest of ways and having just this profound effect on the actual piece itself.
Which is amazing because it's 51 years old,
Yeah.
this show, and it was so contemporary and modern
Yes.
when it came out, but I guess these human emotions are just sort of evergreen.
Well, my favorite thing that Marianne said about Company and the piece itself is, I don't know if I buy that a 35-year-old man in New York City would be criticized for not being married at this point. In the 70s, of course, but today I don't know if it really comes across anymore that he would face such scrutiny from his friends. Right. And now you put a woman into that role at 35 years old, and it suddenly works again. And it makes you realize that the rest of the text, this unbelievable text that George Firth wrote, is timeless, completely timeless.
I can't believe I haven't asked you about the biggest thing, which is you're co-starring with Patti LuPone. How's that?
Amazing. I'm like the biggest LuPone stan, as the kids say. I love her so much. My favorite thing about Patti is that she is an ensemble member first, and that's something that I guess maybe I didn't really anticipate, is that she really is about the work first and she's about the company first. I have really, really valued my time with her, learning from her and just getting to know her. She's hilarious. I mean, she's blunt, she's fierce, she's brilliant, and just this like force that I love being around. And she's been so supportive and so kind to me.
And there's still a whole lot more to talk about on this edition of the Broadway Show. Coming up, she's wicked good. Ginna Claire Mason is here to talk about her return to Oz. The Broadway Show is back in just a sec. Welcome back to the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Let's get back to it. You can't keep a good witch down. Wicked is back on Broadway, and so is Ginna Claire Mason as Glinda the Good. This is reopening night, September 14th, and Glinda's return to Oz. All the emotions for sure. I caught up with Ginna Claire at the Gershwin Theater to talk about her Broadway return.
It's good to see me, isn't it?
You've had some big life changes.
Yes.
So where do you want to begin?
Well, when I saw you last year, I had just sort of started teaching, which was really fun, and Zoom sort of allowed for all of these possibilities. And it was around that time that my best friend and I, Kate Morrissey, who was actually my alphaba on the second national tour of Wicked for a whole year. I know, pretty stereotypical for best friends on stage and off stage.
But that's amazing.
Which is really sweet. But we started going, you know, we're not going back in April. What would it look like if we started this business, this teaching venture together? And we had loved working together so much on stage, and had always kind of dreamed about what it would look like to work together in other capacities, and had taught separately, but to come together and bring our shared experience and knowledge and start something brand new was really cool. So we put it out into social media universe and said, you know, if we could get 2 classes of 8, that would be awesome. And we had almost 100 kids audition that first round, and we were kind of like, wow, this is even better than we could have expected. So we started classes last June, and it's been a year now, and we've had over 200 students in the US, Canada, South America, the Philippines, Norway, and again, just being able to connect. But I think, you know, when you start something like that, you expect to be able to give back and to, you know, help teach the next generation of aspiring artists. And I think the biggest surprise and blessing has just been how much we've grown and how much we've been inspired and influenced by these incredible, resilient students who said, all right, well, this show isn't happening in my community, this show isn't happening at my school. How can I still create art? How can I still grow in my craft? And just people who were hungry to find a way to perform.
So is there a lot of incredible talent out there?
Absolutely. A student I got to work with actually just a couple days ago in a private voice lesson, her name is Helene. She's in Norway. She is so fabulous, and we've worked extensively on a lot of different numbers. Her voice is gorgeous, but she wanted to sing popular, and then she actually translated it all into Norwegian and has sung it for me in Norwegian, which I have to get that to Stephen Schwartz because I want him to hear what popular sounds like in Norwegian because it's beautiful.
So we got the business aspect.
Yes.
And then we have a personal aspect.
Yes.
That you've also developed.
Yes, we grew in our teaching profession, and then I added a new profession, motherhood, which has been really, really sweet. I had a baby about 6 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And his name is Cooper, and he's so sweet. You got to meet him right before this. He has a little onesie on that says, "There's no place like home." So he's
two brands,
on brand already. So it was really fun. We live just outside of the city, so it's fun to bring him into Manhattan and be like, "This is where your mom works," and this is what Manhattan's like. And
it's kind of neat to see your mom up on a big poster there, right outside of the theater. Are you excited about getting back on stage?
Absolutely. We start rehearsals in August and resume performances September 14th, and I just could not be more thrilled about coming together again with this community. You cannot contain an artist. You know, they are going to want to express, they are going to want to bring their art into the world. And I've been so inspired by my castmates and by other members of the community who have created businesses, who have grown their families, who have traveled, who have found new passions. People are finding ways to stay busy, yes, but to grow their artistry outside of you know, the theaters. And so I think coming back together, we're gonna see a community that is rested, that is creatively inspired, that is more united than ever, and just excited to get to perform again.
Hey, I'm Nik Walker, and I play Otis Williams in Ain't Too Proud. My love of theater just came from a love in general of storytelling, and I was also a huge Mark Twain fan. In the 2nd grade, I read Tom Sawyer, and then I just, for some reason, was like, I'm gonna write a play of Tom Sawyer. And my mom actually kind of pushed me into theater as well as she started seeing this thing form, because she, like low-key, thought I had ADD, and she had heard that theater would focus me, which who knows what the results were. The play that defined my life, and I'm sure so many young black men have the same response, was Top Dog Underdog by Susan Lloyd Parks. I was stunned. I was just like, there's just so much happening in this piece, so much to unravel. I never had patience for theater that was gonna do less than that. Everybody who's done Motown, like, we're a band of brothers. That show was, everyone's at all cylinders all the time. And so when you're working that hard, people really bond in the trenches together. A bunch of people of color in a cast who were just uber talented, bonding together, pushing each other to be better. Hamilton, as you know, I don't need to say anything about that show. I had a teacher who would say that, like, Shakespeare is like your training wheels, right, for theater. If you can do Shakespeare, you can do anything. And I would say Hamilton is right up there. If you can do Hamilton, you can do anything. I would not be able to do Ain't Too Proud if I hadn't done Hamilton. I love that this show focuses in on these men. It's just these 5 guys and their lives. And that allows you, I think, to care for them on such a deep level. I think the one through line is bringing dimensionality to people that we thought we knew. One of my favorite moments in the show is the opening of Ain't Too Proud, because it gives you the temptations that you know. We're the guys in the silver suits when we come out and we're dancing and it's fun. And then we say, all right, now we're gonna get real. Here's Detroit. Here's what I did in Detroit. This is when I went to jail. This is when I got out of jail. It kind of drops the facade. What's more important than people of color getting out there is for people to see that we are a multifaceted people. When I was growing up, I was either going to be playing a sharecropper or a hyena. Just real talk. And now, yes, There's a bunch of people playing, musicians and pop artists, but you also got people playing presidents. There's room for everyone. That's the point of this moment. That is what I'm so proud of right now.
And that's going to do it for us. Until next time, I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.